So today, after being inspired by that ethnic pattern where it had like the little spirals or whatever, I thought it might be kind of fun to make a skinnier version where it'd just be simple but like still have those spirals. So I'm gonna give it a try and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's do that. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AKAAWOL. And like I was saying, I am going to try playing with that spiral effect. So I kind of checked out how the other one worked, and it sort of has this at the heart of it, and then this one comes around like that. So then I think that's how it works. Oh wait, maybe it comes around that way. There we go. So yeah, this is right. Okay. And then this one goes back across again. So then this comes this way. So this one goes, no, it goes, this gets really confusing, holy smokes. So fortunately I have a guideline that's coming down the center that's kind of telling me where these things come off of. And then that's going back out that way, and then this one wow, okay. That was complex. So I'm pretty sure that there's a number of these dark colors, but I don't know how many, and I don't know what that means that we get to do. So on the other thing, like everything outside of it, there was like a whole color that kind of wrapped around it. So I imagine we're going to probably do that as well. I feel like it's got to be like even like this, right? Like there's some kind of a like that kind of thing going on. I suppose maybe I didn't have to have the colors even. I'm not really sure. I think it will make everything easier in the long run. And especially since these things kind of come from different angles. If I ran fewer of them, I would have to actually really think out which direction they were coming from based on where the string was coming from, which that might be a thing in some cases. Yeah, so yeah, working out the underlying strings and where they go will help when we come to trying to figure out what else we can do with this going forward. Because I'm kind of undecisive. I kind of don't want it to just be two colors, although for the most part that kind of looks like the way it's going. But maybe we can introduce a third. We'll see here in a second. So yeah, you can see that putting in the underlying strings wasn't too terribly difficult. We just have to make sure that whatever this is turns each time. So that's kind of a thing. So now we need another color. Let's go with a nice dark blue. It's kind of too close with the blues. Let's go with a red. A dark red. So that obviously comes in from there and there. Interesting. So this sort of comes on out. So yeah, it looks like the same color will be out here doing this. Because this needs to come back this way. But that obviously this thing comes around that way. Right, okay. And so then, yeah, we'll have the... Okay, so maybe we can have a third color. It'll just be this little bit on the outsides. Following the outer ones, this is easy. It just kind of stays to the outer side. So then I guess the question will be like, what kind of color do we put on the outside? So yeah, what I'm basically wanting to show you guys here is if you get inspired, you can create your own thing. It might take a little trial and error. Obviously, I'm sticking with the easier parts first. I still have to work out a lot of the strings here. But if you stick to the easy parts first, the areas that you don't know what's going on kind of sort themselves out, which is cool. Just how it should be. So yeah. Yes, there's room for 2 more colors. Two more sets of string, which I don't know if both of them actually see themselves actually getting into knots, so we'll find that out in a minute too. So yeah, we could totally do this in 2. We could, you know, in those outer little diamonds out here, we could put this this bluish color, and yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, that's not a bad thing. But I kind of liked how on the ethnic one, how like there was, you know, a 3-color pattern. I wasn't sure if, like, when we reduced this down, if that was even plausible or not. And kind of is. So yeah, there's just these 2 strings left, and they're obviously the outer color. So let's let's do it like a light blue. Literally, when it comes to making the patterns, I change up from whatever this looks like. It doesn't matter to me. It's just to get a gist of where the strings are going, so that so like later on, if I do black, white, and gray or something, don't be surprised. It's kind of a thing. Patterns are there to just sort of guide you a bit. They're not there to be written in stone. That's kind of what I love about this whole art, is how creative that we get to be. So now there's going to be this 1 string that's left. And I'm not sure if the red gets used more or if the dark blue gets used more. Because I could do it in the red. Let's see, there's 1, 2 of these, there's 2 of these. Gosh, it really doesn't matter, does it? And I guess for cutting out the string that I'm using, honestly, I don't necessarily want to cut out do 2 of these. It's not incredibly helpful to the situation. It doesn't get used an awful lot. But when it comes to getting my thread prepped, it'll be nice and even. Plus, it'll make the kumi look really cool. 3 colors all even. That should be cool. In case you didn't know, I do my loops have a kumi braid. So yeah. Oh, and I plan on doing a video about that shortly. I just have to figure out when to sit down and kind of how to film it. Holding the disc, it moves around a lot, so it's kind of hard to film what goes on with that. Seems like it'd be a whole lot easier if the disc kind of held still and you just move the string, but that's sort of not how it works. As you're holding the disc, it's moving around all over the place because you're pulling the strings through. So, all right. So there's our top half. I like the spirally things. Control C, Control V. Get the flip tool. Okay, so this sends it in a different direction. Right? These things were all kind of going the same way up here, and these are the opposite. So, flip tool again. Slide this over. There we go. Now they're going the same way. Alright, now I can anchor the layer. There we have it. So that was kind of quick. That was... and it's pretty. I like it. This, for a small bracelet, like really a small, reasonable sized bracelet, this is going to be really, really cute. So yeah, there you go. There's the process of taking an idea and running with it. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. And before I go, I do once again want to thank all my Patreon supporters who make all of this possible. I really couldn't do it without you guys. All this equipment, it all costs money. So yeah, thank you guys very, very much. And yeah, if you haven't already, maybe consider joining us over on Patreon. That would be cool. All right, guys. Yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.